I don't know if it's on. Is this on or not or what? Yeah, it's on. We're on. Okay, so we're going to build a Caladan. I don't know how long it's going to take, to be honest, because it's the first one we've built. So I don't know if we'll manage to get it all done in this stream or not. Maybe we will, and there'll be hopefully some pretty lights or something at the end of it. I don't know. I don't even know what this thing does, to be honest. So it's put up in 3 boards that are all panelized together. So there's the output board, obviously the main user interface board, and a little board for the volume control. We've got Dave of Dynamics 2 sat next to me. He is building some sandwich SIDs, aren't you, Dave?
Hey there.
Let's have a look at your board you're building.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, nice. So these are based on, these use 2 SID chips, called a sandwich SID. Little thing. You would have been building a Caladan with me, but I haven't got enough pots, so we can only build one for the next few days. And there's a couple of pieces missing that just haven't been prototyped up yet. They are like a smoked glass lens piece, which will go over. I'm eating my daughter's goldfish at the same time. But these, not real goldfish. The lens piece that will cover the. Well, some people might have thought, what, he's eating fucking goldfish. The lens piece sort of covers the tops of the LED rings and where the screens are and all of that stuff. So we haven't got that piece yet, but it's not going to stop it from working. So anyway, I'm probably going to shut up talking. I'm going to put the camera down a little bit. My wife's calling me. Hey. Hey. Okay? Yeah, he is. Right. Everyone's going to start calling now. Okay, so yeah, all right. I'm just going to get on with it. I'll try and watch the comments at the same time. So you got all those LEDs in now, Dave?
Yeah.
They're the right way round. So these are all of the push button switches that will be going on. These things are so fiddly to get on. Hello, darling. Well, I'm afraid I'm live on YouTube at the moment doing this. So say hello. So you'll have to ask Mommy to make you lunch. Or you can just eat goldfish. I'm eating your goldfish, so.
My goldfish?
Yeah, your goldfish.
On mine.
Yeah. Building the first one. And there's a lot of nerds out there like me that want to see it get built. You'd be better at doing this than I am because my eyes aren't very good now.
Look at this look at this comment. Look at this comment.
Well, you're not allowed to say that word.
Yeah, Yeah, 'cause I'm only 8 years old.
Right.
Get electrocuted. Dave, you want some goldfish?
Yes, actually. Thank you.
I'm glad I'm not going to be doing the mass production on these boards because these switches, these tiny switches, are really a challenge when your eyesight's not great. Dave, have you got any of them +3 readers on you? Have you got any of those other readers, the +3s?
No, but here.
Yeah, I used to have some and I can't find them. I'm on like +175s. What are they? +3?
Yeah, +3. Or 3.1 or something.
Oh, that's way better.
Yeah. I think those are 3.5.
Yeah, I have some lying around and I can't find them. But if I'm doing this, I definitely can't wear
Oh, someone doesn't know what the Caladan is.
Caladan.
Yeah,
What is it?
basically we're making a new item,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be really cool, and I think y'all are gonna like it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that doesn't really say much, does it?
I don't know what it does. That's the problem. But I know it looks cool.
Oh. Yeah, that's way better. It's actually really worrying getting this age-related macular degeneration or whatever it's called, because you live in fear that you're going to go blind. Contact lenses aren't an option for me because it's the other way around.
I gotta say something.
Well, I hope you're going to say something nice. Right, okay.
The first one to suck is 20% off.
Right, off you go. Go see mummy now. I swear to God, that kid. It's all right. You all right?
Yeah.
You winning? Yeah, there are quite a lot of switches on this thing. 24 pots. The final product may switch to encoders. Not sure yet. People generally report that they prefer the feel of a pot, especially with jumpiness and that. If you remember, like when the Sequential Circuits Profit got re-released, they very quickly got rid of the encoders and changed it to like the Profit 08 PE, which was the potentiometer edition. So it's kind of made me wary of putting encoders as the main control source for the synthesizer parameters. We'll see. This one's pots, but maybe we'll do one that's encoders and see what works best. It might translate to be better with encoders. So we'll see. Yeah, I've got an extractor fan next to me. I kind of like the smoke. And I've put much worse stuff in my lungs over the years. Oh, these things are so fiddly, man. The what? Tweezers, yeah. You want really fine ones, or are they all right?
They're fine.
It helps if you go straight down with the switch. I was trying to do it at an angle to bend the pins in, but yeah. Look at that. There isn't a whole lot of information on price at the moment because obviously these 5 prototypes have cost an absolute ridiculous amount of money. And the feature set in hardware isn't necessarily baked in yet. There's some expensive components on this already because there's a codec on the board to take the analog audio from the cards and push that back through USB in the same way that the S2400 does, so that you can output the audio from the analog cards back into your computer via USB. And you know, a lot of those chips are quite expensive, but because that feature set isn't necessarily set in stone, there's no point me throwing prices around, and we can't do that until we know roughly how many we're going to be building in the first batch. So as we get closer to this to being production ready, then obviously there'll be more info about that. $1 million, right now. All right, then. You got to make sure that these switches all go on dead straight, because if they don't, then they catch on the side of the enclosure. So Juno are a retailer, but anyone can be a retailer, really, if as long as they buy X amount of units. The S2400 is currently in a lab. It's quite interesting, actually. An S2400 from this batch is currently in the lab being reduced into powder, basically. They take the whole completely built machine and just basically grind it up into powder and run it through a mass spectrometer. And that tells you all of the chemical composition of the machine. That is for ROHS or ROHS, reduction of hazardous substances. And so once it's got that certification, which we're confident it will do, it will be going to some of the larger, more well-known retailers in Europe. They'll be stocking it. And I don't want to say what the names are, but there aren't that many of them, so you can make educated guesses as to who they are, I guess. And that should be occurring within the next month or so. From this batch, I believe they want a bunch of the units. But yeah, well, they've got to have the ROHS certification first. Yeah, and Caladan will obviously straight away, when it goes into mass production, will be going and grinding one up into powder. I'd like to get the powder back in a jar. I don't know how small the particles are that they smash it up into, but yeah, that would be pretty cool to get an S2400 in a jar. One careful owner to sell it on eBay. Music is being provided by Masters at Work, my favourite artist, Kenny Dope. Actually, there's a box arriving for me today. Kenny, he's such a lovely guy. He's sent me a bunch of old original vinyl of his. He sent me Buckethead's The Bomb on a pink vinyl, but that should be arriving soon. Maybe we'll put some on. One side. Huh?
Rookie mistake.
What'd you say?
I said I had when we first started doing this, I had a ledger of like all the part numbers,
Right.
and these caps are supposed to go into a socket that's supposed to go in here. So I've installed.
Oh, you got to pull them out.
I had to pull out 8 sockets.
You can pull them out with this.
Yeah.
Rob Puricelli, I've just read your message. If you're there, and yeah, I can't remember that, but from what you're saying there, that would have been very useful. But it's too late now. But yeah, so when I don't talk too much about feature set because Vlad and Mickey will crucify me, and also we're saving a lot of that to do, a proper talk about it on the Pro Synth Network with Rob Puricelli. I hope I'm saying that right, Rob. If you're there, so that'll be a good stream. Oh, what a tune. Yeah, there you are, Rob. Yeah, I just read that message there. What an idiot. That is the sound of Dave using the desoldering tool, attacking that board. It's the legs of the LEDs of these switches that are the problem because they're a lot thinner and they sort of dangle. None of them are straight for the LEDs that are inside the switches, so they like fight you when you're trying to push them through. Anyway, this is not going to be our problem in mass production, so could maybe make the holes a little bit bigger for the LED leg on the switch, but in the footprint for the PCB. But they do all right with the S2400, and these are exactly the same switches. So there's a lot of parts on this machine that are the same parts in the S2400. So definitely makes it a little bit easier for us to maintain. Kenny, if you're watching, thanks for the soundtrack, man. Has anyone out there got one of those sandwich SIDs? the synth. Oh. There's so many people. What is Caladan? That's crazy. That you sit here and watch the stream and not know. It's like, what's going on here then? So Caladan is a multi-timbral analog digital hybrid synthesizer. It's 8 parts. Out of the box, it will be a rompler, straight out of the box without any expansion cards. So we'll be multi-sample playback. So like sound fonts and SVZ, SVZ if you're British, file formats and potentially others. I can't oversell this because of what the development team will do to me if I promise stuff. So, but out the box, sample playback of rompler content, and it's got 8 expansion slots using PCIe sockets. And we've currently got 3 designs that we're working on, which is one of them is the original card, which is a 3 oscillator DCO oscillator card with 2 filters on it. Each one of those cards will either be single or possibly 2 voices. I'm working on an OPL3 card, which is a Yamaha FM chip that was found on Sound Blaster cards in the 90s. I've always loved that sound. And a Oberheim SEM kind of clone card. And that might be able to get more than 1 voice on it. So if you had the OPL3 card in itself is, I think, up to 36 2-operator FM channels, or maybe or 12 4-operator. I might have those numbers wrong off the top of my head, but so just that one card can be multiple voices. But then the analog cards, obviously, they'll need a bit more board real estate, so they're probably usually going to be 1 or 2 voices on each card. We've got plans for different cards, like some of the old classic monos. You could potentially have like a 16 voice Oberheim SEM type thing going on if you just stuff it with a load of SEM cards. But yeah, it's I'm trying to put a DSP chip onto each card so that out of the box, they've got like the standard fare of effects like reverbs and choruses and delays and stuff like that. Oh, what a twat. I've just put all those buttons on the wrong side of the board. Look, what an idiot. Good job I didn't solder them.
Really?
Fuck. Yeah. It's because I'm talking.
I think I did that the first time.
What an arsehole.
Remember when I did that the first time? The header on the wrong side of the board?
Yeah. Oh. See, I told you there'd be laughs.
You have one of these over there?
There's header in, what is it, single row header?
Yeah, single row.
How much do you need?
So it has to be this guy.
Yeah,
The one?
machine pin.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, no, they're doubles. Like that?
Yeah. Is that
Yeah.
one? Yeah. So cockroach pin?
Cockroach pins.
No.
Fuck, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. But... So yeah, I put all those switches then that I just hand placed on the wrong side of the board, like the tit I am. So now I've got to put them on again. Good job I didn't solder them, eh? I don't understand why they say solder in America and we say solder with an L. Well, it's spelt with an L in both countries, but you say solder here. Why is that, Dave? Why do you say solder wrong?
Because we make the rules.
Because you make the rules. Yeah, well, we made the language, though. You just bastardized it.
Yep. I don't know. Google seems to think that it's aluminum.
The Google thinks it's aluminum.
Yes, right.
Yeah, but Google's weighted towards American, isn't it? I guess. Turn it down a little touch. It's already dead. I killed it. All right. Dave, go in. Can you kill that cockroach for her, please? It's not even a cockroach. It's a palmetto bug.
Where's that?
It's by the garage door there. What could possibly go wrong on a live stream? Put all the button switches on the wrong way round. Why did you say aluminium wrong? Aluminum wrong. Yeah, right. It doesn't make any sense. If you look at every other element on the periodic table, it all ends in IUM. Chromium, potassium. What else? There's millions of them, aren't there? Well, it's not millions, but strontium. I don't know why you don't say aluminium, since it's an element. Tantalum. Tantalum isn't an element, is it? I could be wrong. Is it? she super freaks out at cockroaches. I offer them to Isla. Like, you want it?
It's your piece of cardboard. I was like, here. It's... Watch out! Watch out!
What did she do? Just be careful because we're live streaming. What did Isla just do? She's already trying to give out 20% discounts to whoever says whatever it was that she wanted him to say.
All right.
Why did the Brits say Anthony without the H? Anthony. Hey, Tony. All right. bent on that one. All right, let's try this again now. What an utter tit. You finished with this header pin stuff. They'll be racing who can build first.
Wait till we get another box.
Yeah.
I can't believe I did that. Didn't put the header pin in there and then soldered a bunch of capacitors in.
You did what? Soldered?
Yeah, I
Soldered?
soldered.
Soldered. I soldered.
Are you using these things now?
No. What's he breaking tonight? That's Vlad. Vote of confidence. Fixing your mistakes with the OLED hookups, Vlad. Vladimir Pantalik there is the... this machine is actually going to him. He's going to be bringing the hardware up after he gets back from his jollies. Isn't that right, Vlad? Vladimir's Prime, I like to call him. Oh, it might be my records from Kenny Doe. Come on, Ben. Some dude trying to sell us some electricity bullshit from FBL. Beautiful. Well, that was the hardest, most laborious bit. Done. I think that's all of them. So that's our switches. A lot of them. They're all soldered on nicely, the right way round. So let's bang some pots on there and the encoder. What's up?
Trying to hold it.
Work. What did I do with the pots? So these pots also have integrated push buttons as well. Not sure if they'll be used, but they're there. So I'm just going to drop each one of these on and tack a tiny little bit of solder onto one leg just to hold it in place, and then I'll turn the board around and solder them all at once. Faster. Hey, Claudio, Dr. Mix in the house. Oh, it's on. Right, damn. You got COVID every day. Huh?
If I did.
Don't be bringing COVID around my house. Again.
Again. Did you ever get it?
I don't think I did. I don't think I did get it. But we, you know, didn't really go out. I'm pretty good at, you know, being antisocial anyway.
You get the vaccine?
And I've always worked at home for the past, I don't know,
Did you get the
15 years. Anyway, so.
Did you get the vaccine?
Yeah, I got 2 vaccines. Or 3.
I think it was 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think they're at 4 or 5 now. I don't know. Did you have it?
Yeah, of course. Even though it goes against my UFO
Yeah,
conspiracy,
the conspiracy theory bullshit.
Well, hey.
You'll be careful about your conspiracy theories because we're live on YouTube, Dave.
Oh yeah, my conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Did you watch the congressional UFO thing?
I watched parts of it. It's not as if the government, if there really is something, are going to declassify it anyway. So I'm more interested in this LK99 and the cancer pill that's just gone into clinical trials that supposedly rapidly decreases up to over 70 cancers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Think they'll actually make it a thing?
Well, it'd be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? It's affected
It's a big
every one of us. I've lost a lot of close people to it. Vlad. Vlad said LK99 will make vintage sound much warmer. Vlad, that since you're here, that change that I've got to make to these OLEDs, there's nothing on that pin at all, is there? I think it's the second to last pin on the connector.
Uh-oh.
Tune. got this on vinyl, mate.
So do I. I do original
So
pressing.
Keddy sent me one of the first pressings of it on pink vinyl.
Yeah.
I think the box is here. It's probably on the porch.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the pots. Oh no, it's not. Some more up here as well. Imagine room temperature Sims. I watched that interview with you at Music Message last night, Vlad. Very good interview. No mention of S2400 in there, though. No mention. So for those that don't know, Vlad also builds some pretty cool modular stuff like the quad drum and the what's it called, Vlad? Something circles, Euclidean circles, which you always see. You can instantly see it in anyone's rig because it's very unique looking with the RGB LED rings, which will mean it will be absolutely no problem for Vlad to get these coded up. Right, Vlad? Ow, that was my finger. If it smells like chicken, you're doing it wrong. Did you have a sweepstake going on that, Rob? When I burned myself. Fuck. Ah, damn. Oh, this is one of my favorite house tracks ever. Joey Negro mix of Master at Work Backfired with India on vocals. Probably my house tune ever.
India, huh?
Yeah.
Dancing on the Fire, India?
I don't know. I don't know that track. Well, maybe I do, but. I haven't sold any features yet, by the way, Vlad, so you'll be proud of me. Still got a while to go, though. Well, it's not night here. It's 20 to 4 in the afternoon. I did have a fair few lefties last night though, so my hands are a bit juddery. I'm surprised that Paul Schreiber ain't in here telling me that I'm doing it all wrong. Well, he might be. He'll just be texting me. Where's your wrist strap? Where's your goggles? Where's your goggles? No, I'm joking. No, what about Paul? Get your goggles on. And that is Roy Ayers playing the vibes on this track. Taken from Nuyorican Soul takes, I believe. Corebot sequencer, I think, is set up as a spam word, mate. Instant blockage. Right, that's all our pots, Vlad. Let's have a quick fit. Here we go. So these are PCIe ×1 ports that you would find on a PC on, like, where's the camera? Yeah, that you'd find on a motherboard on a PC. But they lend themselves pretty well to using as expansion slot cards. Oh, Dave burned himself. Second burn of the day, Dave. Yeah, they work pretty well for cards. These were used in the original Parva. I was like, what a great idea. Not going to be very easy to solder though. Fuck. Could you do me a quick favour, Dave? Please. Could you open up the bottom shelf of the carver and pull a couple of those cards out?
Yeah.
Please. Yeah, you don't have to do it right a second. I just want to show the viewers like with a card plugged in it, the socket.
Where the socket's at? Right here?
You what?
Where the socket's at?
Socket?
Or you said you wanted to show them, what do you want to show them?
No. Just open this up, the carver, and pull a couple of the cards out. You just Phillips screwdriver.
Oh, the carver?
Yeah. Yarp.
The cards are in here?
Yeah. You only need to do the outer. Yeah, and there's a couple at the front, I think. The guy asking about the 303, that's actually one of the cards that we want to do as well. So like a replica. And I think Paul over at Ginsink is made them circuits pretty much one for one at this point, I think. So it's definitely an attainable sound. I think there's something special about I think the 303 filter is like a strange, like a 3-pole as well, the filter. I could be talking out my arse. Sorry, Craig.
Did you take all the top off or no?
You should just be able to pull it apart. Yeah. So this is one of the voice cards from the original Parva, and this is Brad is re-spinning this, just making a few improvements to it, and obviously we use different processor family, but so these just go straight into there, so that when they're in the system you can put up to 8 of the cards in it. The bottom of the case, okay. So the bottom of the case obviously has an access hole, so that you can remove and install cards without having to take the machine apart. I'm eating all your goldfish, Isla. She'll come running here and here in a minute when she sees that. There's our 8 PCIe slots for the cards. I've got to solder them on properly. So there's quite a lot of solder points on each one of these PCIe connectors. There's about 36 or 38 on each socket. Those pins are pretty close together, hence the microscope, and I'm blind. Ah. So Dave's an 808 fan, aren't you? But I'm a 909 fan. My favourite drum machine sound set is a 909, and Dave is like, no way, the 808 beats it hands down. I think you're talking shit when you say that, Dave. What's your favourite out there? 808 or 909 if you have to choose? Definitely 909, like hi-hat is. Yeah, the Lynn's got a lovely snare. Not really that relevant in house music, though. In hindsight, I should have put these PCIe connectors on first, so I'm not getting in my own way with stuff, but I will for the other 4 that I've got to make. How's yours going, Dave?
Actually making headway.
Yeah. Congratulations, buddy. Hot and lid. What does that mean, there? That's one of the cards that Mickey's going to be taking the reins on, is an analog percussion card. Mickey has done some amazing analog drum circuits sounds that can be found in commercially released drum machines. That would be a nice card. I do love the CR78. That's probably my favourite analog set.
Single row header.
Sorry?
Single row header.
You want more header?
Single row header.
Yeah, the same stuff I gave you before.
No, different. The regular kind.
Square pin, you mean?
Square pin.
Single row.
Yeah.
I have, but it might be in that set of drawers there. No. I think all of the pin header in here is machined pin, but you can have a look. There might be some in that tray. Oh, tune. You right? You got what you need in there?
Yep. Perfect.
Run away. You what, darling? There's a lizard in the
And
house.
it's live.
Okay, what is it? A big one? Like a Komodo dragon or just like a little garden lizard?
It's about the thing.
Okay, well, I'll have to get it later. If the cat doesn't get it first, we'll have to put it outside. Well, try not to kill it. Goodbye. You what, baby? What gloves? You don't need a glove to pick up a lizard. Well, leave it then and I'll get it later. Oh. Gotta run, run, run. The Armand Van Helden mix of this when I was a young clubber. It was an absolute banger. Played all the vibes. Again, that's Roy Ayers playing the vibes in this track. There he goes. Yeah, right. No way. I'm just building. I'm building 5 prototypes. The rest of them will be done on in mass production. So, but it's just not cost effective to get them to do all of it. So I just had them do the surface mount stuff on the boards, and I'm picking up the legwork, doing the through hole soldering myself because I ain't made of money. But this would have been a much shorter live stream. I didn't have to do all of this bullshit. So feel free to, because I've managed to, every time I do these live streams, I forget to let it save the comments afterwards, but put your case forward for your ideas for expansion cards for what you'd like to see. I had also wanted to not revisit, but to visit the Andromeda voice architecture, which I've got it written down, and I think that's a Moog 902B and a 921 filter and oscillator, and then obviously they slapped all of that stuff on an ASIC in the Andromeda, so that's why when you get an Andromeda, you live on tenterhooks because you're scared, aren't you? Right?
No, because I'll bring it here to get fixed.
You can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't fix. You can't
make those chips.
You can't fix the ASICs if they pop. You what, darling? You left them in here. We've already got some. Thank you, though. You want to say hello to everyone?
I already did.
Right, still in your PJs, aren't you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Hasn't brushed your hair today. Probably haven't brushed your teeth, have you? No. Do you want to go and do that now, then?
What?
You want to go and do that now?
She's like, no.
No, not really. No, 20% discounts. This is the last PCIe slot I'm soldering, by the way, because I know this is very much like watching paint dry, watching solder cool down. I guess they probably would use a selective solder machine in the factory to do this rather than do this by hand. Maybe they'd do it by hand, I don't know. But a selective solder machine is like it's an XY head, and underneath it has like a little volcano constantly erupting of solder, like a flow pot, and it just comes up, goes underneath the board and does an X and Y axis, and then comes up and just lets the solder flow onto the pieces where you tell it to. Probably can't wave solder these because they've got plastic pins coming out the other side, but maybe it's the plastic is. Anyway, I wouldn't want to sit here and hand solder hundreds of these PCIe expansion connectors. Da-dum-da-dum-dum.
What kind of beat is that?
I don't know. What do you mean?
That beat is a great beat. Auto do. You recognize the hi-hat.
Right, you finished with this pin header?
Yeah.
OLED. So this is the main OLED screen that will be for patch browsing and stuff. This is the same part as used in the S2400. Again. The SD card socket as well is internal to the machine, so you open the trapdoor up and pop your put a micro SD card in there, and that will be for holding all the Rumpler data. I'm trying to set up a deal with some really special content to include in the Rumpler. A lot of it that's really good. And if it works, I know that a lot of you are going to be super happy. That since it isn't done or finalized, I'll keep my mouth shut. Dun, 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 dun. So far we've got all of the push buttons mounted, the rotary encoder, the OLED screen. Probably time to work on the output board now. Oh, power socket. Main power connector. Again, the power supply, the unit will be powered from the mains, universal voltage, so 100 volts up to 250 volts. Uses the same power supply as the S20, internal power supply as the S2400. So again, will I be selling DIY kits? No, absolutely not. No, I can't. I have a lot of admiration for these people that do the kits, because I just the support must just absolutely fry your head. I wouldn't be able to do that. I guess the clearer your instructions, but you'd never know who's building the thing. Like someone that's got absolutely no business building a DIY kit. All right, Dave.
What a bell end. He's a bell end.
I mean, to be fair, I got no business building this, putting all them switches on the wrong side of the board. I'm so happy I hadn't soldered them. What's next? I suppose I better work on the output board. Fila Kuti. Good to see you, Eric. Yeah, 909, isn't it, Keith? I don't know. Vlad might know about an SD limit. I mean, the S2400, I've tested a terabyte card in there. This machine actually has double the amount of SD RAM that the S2400 has to work with. So this has got 128 megabytes of RAM. I don't think people that would buy the kit are the people that have no idea who to build them. Yeah, but like I said, the support would just be, yeah, no, it's not something I admire people that do it, but it's not something I would want to offer. Like, unless the kit was like so far down, like it's like the core kits, because you're not really building anything, you're just putting it together, and that's pretty cool actually. Because you're like, you know what, the customer could do the assembly, that cuts costs. But yeah, sorry, dude, if that's what you're into. So I'm going to stick it in this panel again and just do another fit check. Make sure I got all the buttons and the pots and everything in the right place. That looks pretty nice. Getting there. There's the screen. Starting to take shape. So I've been going an hour and a half so far. Shove that to one side for a minute. And this is the output board. So this mounts into the bottom half of the case. And obviously houses all the I/O for everything that's going on in there. Not that way around, it doesn't. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on this one. You can get PCBs in all sorts of different colours. I'm in the production ones. I want to have black. It's never actually black. It's kind of like a brown, a very dark brown colour. But you can get purple PCBs. Green is just the default, and it's just the solder mask layer that gives it colour. And solder mask is a coating that goes on the circuit board that stops solder from flowing onto, or helps to reduce solder flowing onto other pads when you're putting things together, or when you're in the reflow process. But yeah, you can get different colors of solder masks these days. You're just paying a bit more of a premium for it, and since most of the time a circuit board is never to be seen inside a product, what's the point? But I know that like a lot of the hobbyists like to use Osh Park for getting their PCBs made, and they only make purple PCBs. So these are sockets, twin phone sockets for connections to CV and gate. So I think we've got four CV and gates, I think, off the top of my head, so that you will be able to have communication with your modular or whatever other rig that you got going on. Make sure I'll put these on the right side of the board, yeah? I think these snap through. Yeah, we've got trigger, CV input 1 and 2, and CV input 3 and 4, so it can be controlled. We haven't got any CV, I don't think we've got any CV out, because it's not really a controller, so there's not really a lot of point, is there? Maybe for modulations, though, I don't know. Anyway, first prototype, so. don't want to look at me. Camouflage. I really can't believe you're ready, Vlad. Have you got better things to be doing than watching my boring ass build boards? Or are you just here to make sure I don't fuck it all up too bad? Is this fella Cooty's daughter or something? So interestingly, I think the Parva, when that originally launched, so I met Brad because I think we were like Kickstarter contemporaries. I think we both had our campaigns either really close together or at the same time. And the Parva, I believe, was the first, might have been the first desktop synth or first analog synth that had MPE. Because of course MPE was pretty new then. I need some MIDI ports. I'll be right back. It's actually quite nerve-wracking knowing that Eric and Vlad are watching me. Eric's like a bit of an ombudsman, and Vlad's just a moaning old bastard. You got the side cutters, mate. Footprint for the MIDI ports is wrong. Well, I need the side cutters. The grounding tabs on the front of them. So these are all little kinks that you have to work out because we have thousands of these 5-pin MIDI ports. But then the 2 pins on the front I think those are the amphenol type. The distance between the pins is a bit different.
Still DMM.
Yeah, you need it. Yeah. No magic smoke. Have you got to flash some firmware onto it, or is that already?
Of course.
It's already done.
No.
Do what? You need a voltage regulator. Boom, 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 boom. Beautiful. Can you just do press the Windows key and search for STM? Just see if I can't remember if I had to redo that machine recently. I don't know if the firmware tools are on there. No? Will you do me a favor and have a look for yeah, you might have to just download it. Yeah, I'm going to be needing it very soon to flash the firm. Vlad, what's the tool called? It's not diffuse. The other one, STM, so I can flash that firmware. We've got to reinstall it because it's not on the machine. Yeah, I know that. No, he says STM something. Oh, you never use it. You got it? STM ST-Link utility, that's it. Yeah, download it from ST. Don't download it off some fucking janky site. But this is the USB host port so that you can control MIDI keyboards, and so it's got USB host and USB device as the S2400 has. Right, and then moving on to the output jacks. So we've got USB device, USB host. There's a total of 6 jacks here for our CV and gates. MIDI in and out and through. The playlist, you could just go onto iTunes and look at Masters at Work Essentials. Where's our audio? Yeah. Satisfied. People. Beautiful people. He's blabbing all the time. Fuck off. Not doing too bad. Started like 1 hour and 50 minutes ago. There was an awful lot of through hole to solder on the switches, Ken. Anyway, how'd last night go, Ken? Didn't work out for me. The Lindstrument isn't only powered completely via USB, is it? It's got an awful lot of LEDs, that thing, doesn't it? Doesn't it use a power supply as well? I think a lot of devices though will go into a lower power mode for illumination when they don't have a PSU connected and they're only being powered via the USB V bus. This is tomorrow, Corinne. It was yesterday I posted that video. Scratch D is in a place. He's behind me. not like that. After the stream. Right, Dave? Yes, I do. Almost there.
Do you have some PCB non-conductive heat sink compound?
Do I have what? Sorry.
Any heat sink compound? You know, like that paste, the thermal paste.
I don't, but you could maybe use.
Toothpaste?
No, this I've got.
Sorry, I'll just bring it next time.
This ceramic fortified brake system grease might
let's just do it right.
might work as heatsink compound. What do you say to that, Eric? You think you could use that as heatsink compound?
It's like
I think you probably can.
probably the.
Yes, I do. Oh, headphone port. Headphone out and yeah. So we got. These are the connectors that go to the audio cables that then go up to the volume pots.
I know exactly where it is in my house too.
Yes, I do. Can you pass my flux, please?
Flux with it.
Flux of himself.
How's he going?
He's on there.
he flexing with it right now?
Probably, knowing him. All night long, he says, yeah. Loves a flux around with himself, doesn't he, that boy?
You know what? I'm gonna go grab it.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'll get it done. You know, I want to get this thing done. I could maybe do this today. Maybe. It's a lot of work. That's where I'm at. So 30 minutes.
You don't want to know how hot dogs are made, mate. So, yep. I said at the start, this stream's not for everyone. It's only for the most mundane of people that have got fuck all better to do on a Saturday night. That's me.
You want anything while I'm gone?
Grab a pack of Modelo if you like. Okay, that's the output board done. So I'm going to bang this and a power supply in the case.
This has all become my table.
I know this place was absolutely spotless this morning, wasn't it?
Yeah, good. I'll be right back.
Gear Trader hasn't gone anywhere, but the stock, as I showed in that video last night, doing proper photographs and doing a proper job on quite a lot of the gear. So there's that, and web developers or good web developers are pretty hard to come by, and I've already had a bad experience with a development team that was in India, so I kind of started again. It's definitely being worked on for sure, and you know, one of the unique things that I think will work is to make the marketplace a bit fairer. Fairer, is that a word? Just fair, isn't it? To make the marketplace more fair. One, we're only going to be taking 3.5%. And two, this is for other people selling their stuff. And two, the fees will be split equally between the buyer and the seller. Usually, the seller loses quite a bit in a transaction, and that's kind of deflating. It's, you know, puts you off wanting to sell. And there's easy ways of working that out in the split payments. So at the moment, the car and the split payments thing is being worked on and developed. So that's with both Stripe and PayPal processing gateways. But it's a big site. It's not just like putting a WordPress site up. There's a lot of stuff in a peer-to-peer marketplace that you got to get right at the start. So I can't rush it as much as I'd like it to be done now. It's not. So. You what, mate? Oh, the records arrived. Beautiful. You what, mate? Oh, the decks are like forever ago. Stashed behind all those polymoogs. Yeah, right. So yeah, I might be making a mistake, but I don't really want guitars and stuff on there. I've drawn the limit at the moment at guitar effects pedals, so guitar technology, but guitars themselves, I don't know. I'm open to being trained, having my mind changed, but really I want it to just be all about music technology rather than instruments that aren't necessarily electronic or technology based. It becomes a bit more of a niche then, and a bit more sort of hyper focused at what it does. Other sites are much more guitar centric. So, what do you reckon? Oh no, there's no point in keeping a tab over to wait for it to, because and I can't keep my mouth shut about stuff anyway, so I'll be shouting it from the rooftops when it's ready. Probably shouldn't put these on really, because they might have to come off again, but it'll look nice. Power supply. The 2400 filters. So I will speak to it quickly. The filter, the second, is it the second or the first? The first prototype that we built didn't work at all. There's an issue with the DAC circuitry. So the is it the third prototype? Second prototype is imminently being sent off. So the DSP module. There's been a few people saying, "Oh, those projects are obviously dead." They're not dead at all. It's just you can't magic shit up in a few weeks. So yeah, the next prototype for the filter card will be on its way soon, and then the DSP module is about to be is pretty much ready for mass production, but we're working on the software and testing side. These screws don't want to go in. I don't think they've ringed out the screw holes, so it might just be the paint. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drill those out again. I'm going to put these feet on now. That way I'm not scratching up the bottom of this. It is a new piece of gear being born in front of our eyes, isn't it? Because it's the very first prototype being put together. Like I said, though, I can't make any guarantees that it won't let out all of its magic smoke. Getting there. And about the filter, actually, as well, I noticed that there's a lot of radio chatter going on about the mutator at the moment, which was like an envelope filter rack machine from the 90s. Kenny Dope from Masters at Work actually phoned me up a couple of weeks ago, and he's like, "Yo, you got to try and get this mutator thing into the synth." And having then thought about it, it occurred to me, well, the filter card that's going in the S2400 is actually the better candidate for that behavior, because obviously the S2400 has currently got audio input, obviously, because it's a sampler, and the filter card will be able to be controlled with envelopes and stuff, so should be able to get some mutator behavior with the filter card in the S2400, which would be amazing, because that sound was all over like French house and, like I said, Masters at Work, and loads of other like Radiohead used the mutator. There's a bunch of people that used it. That it was a massive piece, a nice piece. And then of course that company that I shan't mention is putting the feelers out as well. I'd love to get it out before they did. Play them at their own game. Jesus Christ, there's 70 odd people watching. What? You must have something better to do, seriously. right. What? Looking pretty sexy. That's the bottom half. Right, so the illumination panel was made before we did the rest of the prototyping stuff. And so it's got no drill holes in it. So, and as I said earlier in the video, one of the other things that this doesn't have yet is the smoked glass lens. So it'll look a little bit naked on the top. So I'm going to have to just mount this with a bit of Caladan tape or something. Just has to hold it until I put the other board on. We've got FFC cables. Position, 12 position, 26 position, 26 position, 12 position is for the LED board. These are called FFC cables, flat flexible cables. I don't know if the top contact or bottom contact. '26 position. So far, what's called DFM, design for manufacturing, hasn't really been any showstoppers apart from obviously the that LED board, but that's easily fixed. And then we'll see when they actually put the two halves together if it's easy or not. I haven't seen inside a third wave. Is that the Uno? Or is that? That's the other way. It's actually quite embarrassing watching you guys watch me fumble around at stuff. It's laying your salt bare. Okay. I think we're good there. It's quite a lot of flexies. Audio cables. Oh, well, I don't need to put audio cables anyway because it's not going to be making any audio today. So it might be time to try and flash the firmware and see if we get something up on the screens. Oh, the final thing I've got to do is get some OLEDs on there. So it's got 5 screens on it in total. Yeah, I know there's no sound, so there's no point in me putting the audio cables on. What? It might still make some sound without the audio cables, right, lad? Oh, and I need to jumper that DC cable. I didn't know you were still here. Where have I put the board? Definitely the longest live stream I've ever done. Can you imagine if they all took this long to build? No one would make anything. Electronic, I mean. You're such a dick, man. Vlad, if you're still there, will it work if I just hook up one of the DC to the spare GPIO pin? I don't need to do all of the screens, do I? Just for the test, I mean. For the signs of life test. Yeah, then one OLED will work. Oh, do they all need to come up to display something? Is there something different on each screen? No. Okay. Yeah, well, just for the purposes of getting us to Blinky, I'll just do one for now. So it's DC up to PF7, I think you said, didn't you, on the GPIO? PF6, right? All right, Dan. Second. This fly wire is because we made a mistake. We didn't hook up all the connections to the little OLED screens. So, but luckily, Vlad caught the error before I started building these today. So we're just going over there to PF6. I don't think I'm missing anything else. I think it's ready to go in and try. Look at that. We also didn't put a hole in the circuit board for the FFC cable for the illumination board. Shit, that's got to go down there. It's not going to make it. No way is that going to make that trip. I need to get some longer cables so we won't get LED rings. All right, I'm just going to prepare the firmware. I'll be back right back. Hopefully we'll get some life out of it. So what I need to do is connect up this programming dongle to the Windows PC, and then what we do is we throw the firmware onto the board, onto the main chip. Yeah. Getting there. Lots of Vegas odds I told it. Yeah, Vlad's just messaged me on our internal chat. He's chopping something in the firmware before I flash it. So you can see there the LED rings. All those little squares there are RGB LEDs. And since they can be different colors, they can sort of give you different information on either different voices, what the position of a different voice is relative to the one you might be currently using. All sorts of cool stuff. And we've got a dual pot there to put in for the audio. Vlad, don't. It's super late for you, man. It's don't worry about it if you. This is the separate little board for controlling the headphone and the audio out. So we will mount the. Beautiful. Such a beautiful thing. I guess I can screw this together. Right? Something's holding me here. Right, that's all right. Ah, damn. No. I've got to take some nuts off of a pot. This is better than the Barbie movie. That is, yeah, it's a 4-voice, and there's about 13 SEMs underneath there. I've got an 8-voice and a 4-voice here that's undergoing the resto. Let's try that again. Ah, that's what it is. Ribbon cable sticking me. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have to get that illumination board on today because we need a long FFC cable and there's nowhere for it to come through the board, so I'm going to have to find a safe place to drill through it. But other than that, she's in and together. Looks pretty good. Looks good for my house. Reload. There is no code for the LED board anyway. Oh, right. Okay, fine. All right, so I guess I'm just going to put a couple of screws in this and we'll move it over to the bench where the computer is. I'll take you with me in a sec. It's been a while since I used that STM32 utility. So, the moment of truth. No idea if this is going to work, so let's just sit next to each other. Give it a bit of meditation. And let's hope for the best. We'll just really quickly check that it's not just going to totally fucking blow up. But when we plug it in, which it might do anyway, but what do you reckon, Vlad? power connector is there. I'm trying to figure out the easiest way to get this on there. Would probably not to have that power connector. I got butterflies now. I'm ending this stream as soon as if any smoke comes out. I'll just hit disconnect. I'm gonna go and hide. Power's gonna go out. Oh, we haven't got power, so I need to power the thing up, don't I, for the ST link to connect. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do it. Just gonna send it. Oh, I'm gonna have to stop the music for this, I think. Tension's rising. I don't want to do it. Say a little prayer for me. There goes the mains power. Is it gonna smoke? It's not smoking yet. Oi, oi. I can't get it to. Doesn't want to connect to the target though. Is the Bear with me a second, guys. Probably going to have to end the stream here anyway, because you don't want to sit there watching me trying to do this for hours. Where we got 5 volts on the. Yeah, we got 5. And we got 3.3. I think it's just the cable that I've got here. Yeah, 3.3 volts and 5 volts is up. So, my ST link's gone yellow. Don't stop. A little bit of the connector wasn't in. Still not. Oh man. Cliffhanger. Fuck. No, we took 5-volt off of the ST-Link connector, remember, in favor of the URTX transmit. We see if detection for STM32 target detection failed. It's not detecting anything there on the target. It's not detecting a chip. Well, it looks like that's probably where this stream ends. Fuck. We'll get it figured out on our... Yeah. Bummer, dude. But it's not smoked, so... All right, well, the build has been reasonably successful up until now. Fuck off, Vlad. Vlad's goading me now on the private chat. All right, well, look, I'll figure out, get the firmware on there, and I'll do another little video, but we're almost there. Thanks for watching for 3 hours, you fucking nerds. Love you.